Middlemen. 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 Middlemen.
You're welcome to the Middlemen on Enterprise TV, where truth meets tenacity and fearless jurors challenge power, politics, and the Nigerian paradox. In this fiery episode, our jurors take on Nigeria's darkest realities, from terrorism to torture, from political hypocrisy to coup rumors. No mercy, no filters, just raw truth. Juror Evans Ufeli, our juror from Rabbi, dissects Nnamdi Kanu'S witnesses, unpacking the legal and constitutional implications of calling top Nigerian officials like Malami, Wike, Sanwo-Olu, and Buratai to testify. Can justice truly stand when politics sits in the witness box? Juror Henry Igwebuike takes on Imo State's infamous Tiger Base, questioning if the Anti-Kidnapping Unit is fighting crime or fueling fear. With cases of torture, extrajudicial killings, and government silence, Henry demands justice for the victims of state-sponsored abuse. Juror Emeka closes with coup rumor amid bad governance, calling out the hypocrisy of leaders crying foul at whispers of a coup, while committing daily coups against democracy through hunger, repression, and corruption. I, Juror Jumoke James, open the session with, "Is Nigeria still fighting terrorism?" A searing expose on how bandits became terrorists with PR. The spread of deadly groups like Wulowulo and Mahmuda, and the government's shocking failure to protect its citizens. From Kwara to Benue, I ask the question Nigeria fears to face. These cases and more will come up right after this short break. Tighten your belts as we prepare for takeoff.
Middleman. Middleman.
Thanks for staying tuned. This is still the Middlemen on Enterprise TV. My case: is Nigeria still fighting terrorism? Since the Nigerian government renamed terrorists bandits under President Buhari, I have wondered if Nigeria is still fighting terrorism. I saw a video of over 10 army trucks with pump-action weapons being displaced by terrorists in Nigeria's forests. I saw a video of a kidnapped lady begging for Nigerians to donate to her 20 million naira ransom, or she will be killed by 5 p.m. that day. I saw videos of citizens in Kwara bemoaning their lots as new terrorist groups, Wulowulo and Mahmuda, emerged in Kwara State, making incursions into Ondo State and further down south. They are different from Lakurawa in the north central. The Boko Haram leadership seemed to have been dissipated by Islamic State of West African province ISWAP terrorists a few years ago, but factions affiliated to both ISWAP and Boko Haram keep terrorizing residents across the country. Residents of Kwara and Niger states bordering Benin Republic are jubilated over news of DSS capture of Mahmuda terror group leader Abubakar Abba Mahmuda in the first week of August 2025. Villagers in Barutin local government area of Kwara State, whose communities had suffered the worst attacks in the hands of Mahmuda terrorist group, celebrated the disappearance of Mahmuda, only for 12 vigilantes and a community leader to be killed in Okiode in the same Kwara State in September 2025. I ask again, is Nigeria still fighting terrorism, or the state is an enabler of Christian genocide? The Christian Association of Nigeria has affirmed it. The federal government has denied it. Yet every other day, the news headlines are filled with the news of the killings of Nigerians in the Northwest, Middle Belt, and recently, North Central. That's not to count the insecurity across the country on our federal highways, where you can be kidnapped for ransom on your way back from your call to bar, or armed robbers enter into your home in Abuja and kill you. Here's my verdict. The major job of government is security of lives and property. Farmers shouldn't have to pay terrorists, or bandits as the government says we should call them, to harvest their crops. Cows shouldn't eat up the harvest of poor farmers. Traveling by road shouldn't be extreme sport, all while we continue to budget huge sums of money for security votes for governors and the armed forces. Nigeria, that led ECOMOG to keep peace in West African states, shouldn't find it difficult to keep peace at home and secure her citizens. It's a shame on us and a sad situation. May the souls of our faithful departed rest in peace. Anambra elections are days we register on citizenmonitors.com to share and verify election results from your polling units. That's the only way to secure credible elections in Nigeria.
Well, amen. To your prayer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amen.
Your case is your case is important because it calls for evaluation. I had thought that having been in this battle with insurgency, that have transmitted from different names to whatever it is we have from 2001 till today. It's about how many years now?
24.
You know, so yes, so
24 years.
yes, so to be in one problem for this long, and you have a government. In fact, you even have 3 tiers of government. You have the local, you have the state, and you have the federal government. And it's unfortunate that in all this, we're not able to exterminate terrorism. I was talking to someone yesterday, and they said that a state governor have enough resources at his disposal to exterminate terrorism in a state.
You know they don't tell us how much their security votes are. So
Yes, no, they have.
So it's difficult to
to evaluate, right?
Yes.
But I'm saying, with what they are getting today, the allocation, they added the fund that's from the subsidy removal, the security votes, and their IGR. A governor of a state have enough resources to exterminate
terrorism.
insurgency, because these people are supposed to be the chief law officers of their state. Forget the argument that they don't control the army, they don't control the police, and don't control anything. What have they done? What have they put under their own control? You know, as in form of an attempt to stretch forth against terrorism, that the federal government have not complemented with the soldiers, the navy, the whatever it is we have. So for us to remain like this, Kwara before now used to be lucky. Was not in the maybe some of them must have said he cannot get here.
He cannot get here.
Today, Kwara is engulfed.
And they are all escaping.
Yes, Kwara is engulfed. Benue is an old story. Plateau is a constant story. Okay, and all over the middle belt, nowhere is exempted apart from Abuja. Okay, then coming to the east have a self-inflicted terrorist attack happening there. Now, when you come to the west, gradually they're creeping into the west.
They are creeping in.
Okay, and
because there was news of an attack in Ondo.
Yes, we've had Fulani headsmen. Now kidnappers are there, very deadly.
Very deadly.
So to travel by road now it's risky to travel by road now, and it's not because of the bad road or because there could be accident. No, but that there are human elements in the bush that can surround the vehicle at any point in time. There's serious kidnapping in Delta State as we speak. So from the Agwashiku is down to Asaba, Iseluku as a serious kidnapping going on.
Same thing in Edo State.
You understand? In Edo State, the same thing. The Auchi Road, Medua Auchi Adwawa Road is a kidnapping den and all
this
that.
This lady that is asking us to donate to her 20 million
Edo State.
She was kidnapped in Auchi.
In Auchi. So I don't know where we are going to and how long the federal government wants this to fester. But I think that the government have the capacity to take down terrorism. Why they have not done so is what I don't know.
But Abacha said that
Even insurgency lasts more than 1 year. The government, but it's a fact. Because if you look at in Anambra State, I wonder the way those insurgents were killing policemen and soldiers. But look at what the people Soludo is using, Governor Soludo. These are just a ragtag setup. But they've been busting the camps of these guys. They've actually got the guys who killed, who confessed that they killed the husband of Dr. Professor Dorakweli. They've got, they've got a lot of suspects. They've been able to. So I now wonder what
has the Nigerian
what has happened differently. Could it be maybe that they were able to get some of the guys who are on this other side to their side, and now and they were able to now use them again? Because I know, yes, they drove away all those fetish people, those native doctors and Ezenwise. Yes, but beyond that,
is it possible it's
if that, with what Soludo is doing now, if you had done that in the past 3 years, I can bet you that Anambra State will be one of the safest states in Nigeria, because they've been able to do a lot, and every day they keep busting camps.
But there are accusations of human rights violations.
Yeah, because they put some.
They will carry innocent people.
They put some untrained fellows into
the group.
into the group, but they've been removing them because all those boys are not. They are not just fit. But the fact of the matter is that, like the juror for Rabbi said, governors can deal with that, because the problem is, yes, we know these insurgents have superior weapons, but mainly many of them move on bikes, so it's not difficult to take out a column of bikes. It even makes it easy because, one, they don't have any protective armor. And then so they can, if you can actually ambush them, deal with like 5, the first 5, because they're usually 3 on each back. If you can get the first 3 in front and at the back and the middle, they will run into confusion and you can take them out. Very easy. But when our soldiers claim that they are helpless
and that they get orders from above not to do anything.
So who are those giving those orders?
So are we still fighting terrorism?
That's a rhetorical question. If we're still fighting terrorism, I don't think we're fighting any terrorism, because our government are like ostriches. They hide their heads in the sand, while the other part of their body is very much exposed, which shows their hypocrisy in fighting, the terrorism that we are all affected with. Why it's even more concerning is the fact that it only affects Nigerians who are not protected. When you compare it to what happens in Latin America, in Mexico, Cuba, and all these other countries, you see the Medellin cartels, the drug lords. They don't just kidnap the commoners. They also killed, just yesterday, they killed a mayor in one of those Mexican states. Yes. Right? So with this, everyone is concerned. The government is like, okay, how do we solve this problem and all? Even if it's a perennial thing. But in Nigeria, you can see the young lady. I saw the viral video. Even if sometimes it was looking to me like as if they were in cahoots. Also, because the lady was making like
extreme fear,
as if it was a skit.
Yeah, as if it was a skit. I know that she wasn't coherent.
But the truth of the matter, let's not equally neglect the fact that people might be in complicity to raise money or for whatever. You understand? So there are lots of issues the government should be dealing with. But let's even deal with the most important one before we start dealing with people who are coming together in cahoots to make these things happen. Of course, when it's the Chinese proverb that says when the head is rotten, the whole of the body goes with it. So the authority in Nigeria is rotten, right? They have the power to go take Showore. They know how to catch him and on other people, but wouldn't want to go fight.
There's controversy about that Showore one, because they accused him that he safely delivered his comrades, Kanu's brother and lawyer, and ran away.
Well, I don't
So
agree with
because
that.
because of that accusation, he now went to now for them to go arrest him.
No. He went to court. He went to show solidarity.
I will believe you if you believe him.
Yeah,
We will take a quick break. And when we return, Juror Evans Ufeli will be here to present his case titled Nnamdi Kanu'S Witnesses. To stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you for staying with us. My case, Nnamdi Kanu'S witnesses. Nnamdi Kanu'S move to call a constellation of prominent Nigerians, including Abubakar Malami, Wike, David Umahi, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Theophilus Danjuma, and Buratai, as part of the 23 witness defense, raises immediate question of procedure, fairness, and the law on competency and compellability of witnesses under the Nigerian law. Under the Evidence Act, Section 172, the starting point is clear. Every person, in principle, competent to give evidence. Section 175 recognizes that witnesses should ordinarily be heard, and it gives the court the power to determine whether a putative witness is fit to testify or should be excused. In practice, that means the court may evaluate capacity, privilege, or any lawful ground for non-compellability before compelling attendance. Section 175, subsection 1 of the Evidence Act says all persons shall be competent to testify unless the court consider they are being prevented from understanding the questions put to them or from giving rational answer to those questions by reasons of tender years, extreme old age, disease whether of the body, of the mind, or any cause of its same kind. Subsection 2 of the same section says a person of unsound mind is not incompetent to testify unless he is being prevented by his mental infirmity from understanding the questions put to him and giving rational answers to them. What does this mean in Kanu's case? My verdict. First, listing high-profile serving and former official is not by itself improper. Section 175 supports the presumption that such person can give evidence. But compellability is not absolute. It can be obscured by infirmities. The court must carefully balance the defendant's rights to call witnesses and present a defense with legitimate state concern and any applicable privilege. Second, practical step followed. If Kanu's defense needs to call vital and compellable witnesses, the court can issue subpoenas, set timetables, and where necessary, rule on objections about competence or privilege. Equally important is the court's duty to manage the process to avoid abuse and excessive number of far-flung or dilatory witnesses should not be a pretext for indefinite delay. The request for a 90-day window to conclude the defense must be measured against the accused's right to a speedy trial and interest of justice. Kanu's list puts the Evidence Act squarely to a test. Section 175 enshrines a default of openness to testimony. I shall go to Rabbi again.
Can I digress before we begin to discuss this topic? Where is Kanu held now?
Kanu is standing trial
Where is he?
at the DSS facility.
It's in DSS.
Do they have a washing machine that helps him wash that his white Fendi?
Very well. They have
Because they kidnapped him in that white Fendi.
Is how many years old now? Or they change?
No.
They have not allowed him go home.
He has many of it.
So, he has many of that white Fendi.
He's a big man now.
Yeah,
He's not a poor
No,
man.
but they kidnapped him in that white Fendi.
No, since then his family has been visiting
So
him
they
now.
will bring, but it's only that white one he comes
Yeah,
in.
now, yes.
he has
It's
many of
symbolic.
It's a sign of
That
protest.
white is symbolic to show that he has a just cause.
Well,
He's been
Fendi
on
should
it.
be branding him. Or
Okay, let me leave the matter of what he is wearing.
But actually, you know.
Second matter,
Okay.
also a digression. He's looking good. DSS are feeding him. That's why I had to ask who is holding him. Because we see how prisoners, including those that are awaiting trial, are having to have man-to-man copulation to find money to feed themselves inside prison. Kanu is looking very well fed though. Whoever is holding him is feeding him.
Kanu is not in prison.
He's not in prison.
He's in DSS facility.
Okay.
And DSS, have you been to EFCC or DSS?
So they have money.
No,
for
Jumoke,
Have you been to
what would
the
take Jumoke there? I was in the EFCC facility. My cell is M1.
Ewo.
Yeah, that's my cell for days.
What would you do?
It's not like the prison. I mean, accusations. As a lawyer, we see those things every day.
Okay.
You know.
Please go ahead, sir.
So it's very interesting that Kanu has called his witnesses. And then, of course, the debate has been that, he's opening his defense on Friday. So, you know, the debate has been whether those witnesses will appear or whether they will be, you know, or whether the court can compel them to appear. But what I do know is that, like I was arguing on a group and some people were trying to dismiss it. I said, he will come back to what I said. That the guy knows what he's doing. At this stage, let's be very honest, Kanu doesn't care if he goes to jail.
He wants to turn to a hero.
He look, even if he's in jail,
The Mandela of our
he
time.
will eat well, he's going to feed well, he will eat well.
He will be in the VIP section.
Yeah, whether,
His white friend no go stay.
of course, he will
No,
eat
but
well.
everything is not about eating well. How
It's
about,
not just, no, you
How
will eat well.
about freedom?
Yeah, no, you see the thing. The thing with people who are generally called revolutionaries is that it gets to a point they don't care.
yeah.
They don't. Awolowo went to jail now.
Yes.
But he got to, I mean, he was cut off from his, from politics and all of that. But, you know, he just stayed there, he took it calmly until he was released.
Wulowulo in cartoon.
Name them, there are different people, Mandela and the rest of them, you know, went to jail.
Mandela,
You know,
27
and then
years.
with things like that, you sort of now
Make them heroes.
make them heroes. You sanctify them because don't forget, Nigerians forget things easily. Oh. By the time, you know, if it happens that he's jailed, by the time he spends 1-2 years, even 6 months,
we'll start calling him saint.
We would have even gone to something else. We'll be discussing something. And remember, 2027 is coming.
Yes.
So, you know, Tinubu and his people, you know, have been making 2027 the main topic. So gradually you will see that, look, he will not really have any issues. You know, we're not going to jail. I mean, because he may have sat down with some people and said, wait a minute, the inevitable thing is to go to jail, right?
Yeah.
Fine, it's not the end of life. Because one, a Kenyan court has rendered his, you know, declared his rendition illegal.
Hey, yeah.
The appeal court released him. The appeal court said the manner of his rendition is illegal, and so.
But the federal government went on appeal.
No, fine. But like a lawyer was saying, that the appeal court ought to be something like a final court, you know, in legal issues. Now, that if a matter goes from the appeal court to the Supreme Court, it means that there are 1 or 2 constitutional matters that are being taken to the Supreme Court for determination. I'm not a lawyer, so I just read it. So,
it depends on the case under reference. If it's an election matter, no, it depends. This one,
no, but in this case,
this one is a criminal matter, and a criminal matter of this nature can get to the Supreme Court by virtue of appeals. But what the Supreme Court said is that Kanu, the court that started the trial, should start de novo. You understand? Yes. Now he said that as to his release, the Supreme Court was silent on that, which meant that what the appeal court did, on the basis of what the Supreme Court have said, that they should start the matter de novo, they should have allowed him to go home. Then they prefer a fresh charge.
Just like Oji
Kanu. He'll be coming from home. Yes. So what they held him. You understand? That is the illegality
against
there.
The judgment of the court.
They held him, yes, against the judgment of the court and against his own will. So they held him. But in the case of that reference, you know, calling all those witnesses looked like a strategy, but he would have sustained that if he, you know, kept his lawyers.
Now he's defending himself.
Yeah, but what he's doing now is this. You know, the law will tell you that you can defend yourself. But what the law will not tell you is that you will get stuck.
Yes, so you will rope yourself.
Yes, you will get stuck. There's no way you can pull it through. Because now you have compellable witnesses, competent witnesses, and you want to call all of them. And part of those witnesses, if they come to court, they are going to become hostile witnesses. And you need to know the science of how to use hostile witnesses to your advantage. You understand? All those people you mentioned, there's what they call relevancy and admissibility under the Evidence Act. You know, your evidence must be relevant to the fact in issue.
Very
the
true.
fact, the case under reference.
Yes.
You understand? So the calling of people like Sanwo-Olu and somebody like Ikpazu, and all those ones. Yes, and the Opus Odima and the rest of that. You are listing people who are governors, who have immunity under Section 308 of the Constitution. The exception of Section 175 of the Evidence Act is that you cannot put a governor in a witness box, for example.
Yes.
But, sorry, Donald Duke, as governor of Cross River, I think he appeared in a case, if I remember well. He volunteered himself. He volunteered and said he would appear.
He waived.
His immunity.
If I remember well.
Yeah, you can waive
his immunity.
You can waive your immunity if you want.
Yes.
But you cannot. You are not a compellable witness as a governor.
Okay.
You are a competent witness, but you are not compellable.
What about the Attorney General of the state? The Attorney General standing for the governor.
No. You are talking about a witness.
A witness. Direct.
A witness.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, this person, you see, if the court subpoena a person, it's going to subpoena the person on certain grounds. Maybe the person is in custody of a document that helps your case, and you have asked him to get it out and he refused. You can't fight him. You only go to court and apply that he be subpoenaed. Or maybe there is a way he's connected to the matter and he has refused to testify, and then you list him. But what he has done so far, I mean, the likes of Buratai and the likes of the former Attorney General of the Federation,
Malami.
those ones were actually directly the persons who orchestrated his extraordinary rendition.
Yeah.
So those ones are clear.
Yes.
For the likes of Hope Uzodinma, Sanwo-Olu.
But what about Ikpeazu, who is a former
No, that
governor?
he can appear, isn't it?
No,
His
you know,
immunity no
a
longer-
former governor, your immunity has been
Has
extinguished
elapsed.
by a fluxion of time.
Yes.
You are no longer a governor. So, and when they are subpoenaed, they refuse to come to court. It becomes contempt of court,
Yes.
and then
Court will
they
bring
will have
them
to
by
go in
force.
for it. So, all they can do is to go to the court and answer to questions put to them. But left for me, my advice is that Nnamdi Kanu should have allowed Kanu Agabi to continue this case.
Was he the one that sacked them, or the lawyers themselves resigned?
No, the issue is that we
I thought the
heard.
lawyers
No,
withdrew.
what we heard is that his lawyers have withdrawn. That's what was written.
That's what we're told.
You understand? So what I'm saying is, because another report came out and said he sacked his lawyer and all that. So conflicting report on the issue. But the way Kanu Agabi SAN handled the case at prosecution level, he almost finished the federal government. The case was almost gone before they had to bring the no case submission, and the court overruled it. I know, because it's political. Because if you look at all the evidence tendered, there is no one directly linked Kanu.
Kanu.
They're always saying he made order, he said this, he said that. Evidence must have nexus, and the nexus must be unequivocal. So that they are going to grant conviction on what they did in their prosecution is, I don't.
Yes.
Well, we are not supposed to
No, it's going
preempt
to
the
be,
court.
it's going to be a long. I know that Kanu's case will be a long day. You know, because it's still going to go to whatever the Federal High Court decides, to still go to the appeal court, to still go to the Supreme Court. For me, I still call for a political solution. You know, because I mean, like you said,
You know that there have been protests.
The government's protests about
Asking for his release, because if you can release terrorists, if you can release armed robbers, and conveniently
Pardon.
Prerogative of mercy ushered on drug barons
and
and
murderers,
kidnappers and murderers, then somebody who he didn't do anything, didn't kill anybody, but you say
but what he has always incited, you know, like the last report we learned from him,
Treason.
quote, you know, said that he won't leave Abuja without Biafra,
Yeah, he said it. Yeah,
unquote.
he said
Right.
it.
So with
week
that,
ago.
he is actually roping
Treason.
himself. He's roping himself continuously.
Yeah.
What is Biafra?
Yeah.
What is Biafra?
We all know what it is now. It's
knows
a
what
No, when they say no,
secession.
sorry, I'm not a lawyer.
Secession
but I'm not a
from
lawyer.
Nigeria.
Yes, I'm not a lawyer, but when he says he will not leave Abuja without Biafra, what does it really mean? Because Biafra, is there anything
like Biafra.
like Biafra? I mean,
Recently.
in reality, is
No,
there anything
It's calling for a plebiscite now. It's calling for a referendum.
which
Which
Chief
even
Oladipeku
Oladipeku-
has said that the National Assembly should hold a referendum?
that instead of this conference confab that we are doing, let's do referendum. Do we want to stay as Nigeria?
Oladipeku was being cheeky because
But I agree with him.
I agree with him too. But you need to stand on a law to make that pronouncement.
But there's a law about self. What
No,
they
no,
call
it was in the 1963 Constitution.
1963.
But it was removed by
1979.
Yes.
That's how we got the Midwestern region. Now.
That's
how we got the
actualization.
Yeah, that's how we got the Midwestern region because it was not there before. That's Edo Delta, Old Bender.
Yes, Old Bender, yes.
Old Bender. It was they have made an application and it was peaceful. It's not supposed to be this thing.
It's not supposed to
Yeah,
be violent.
that's supposed to be violent. So the option open is that
Referendum.
that treaty. That treaty, African
Charter of
Human and People's
Yes,
Rights,
which recognizes
section
self-determination.
22-23.
United Nations Charter
You
2.
make that application.
Yes.
Then when you make that application, you follow the right way, you will get international sympathy and you will get, people will come and to your aid. So we'll leave it for a quick break, and when we return, Juror Henry Igwebuike will be here to present this case titled Tiger Base, Fighting Crime or Fueling Fear in Imo State. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.
Middlemen. 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 Middlemen.
Thank you for still being here. My case, Tiger Bees, fighting crime or feeling fear in Imo State. The Anti-Kidnapping Unit, infamously known as Tiger Bees in Imo State, has become the very monster it was meant to eliminate. Under Governor Hope Uzodinma, often criticized for governing from Abuja or celebrating political defections, the state security apparatus faces rising accusations of gross human rights abuses. Civil society groups and victims' families allege that the Tiger Base has evolved into a torture chamber, engaging in extrajudicial killings, arbitrarily in detentions, coercion, and extortions. A chilling example is the death of Japhet Njoku in custody, which led to a court-ordered autopsy and mounting calls for justice. Key officers, including Inspector Barnabas and CSP Oladimeji, have come under scrutiny. Despite the unit's reported successes in tackling kidnapping, the scale of alleged brutality casts a serious doubt on its legitimacy. The critics argue that these gains cannot justify a pattern of unchecked abuse. Worse still, accusation of government complicity in shielding these acts suggest deeper political rot. My verdict: 5 years after the #EndSARS protest, Tiger Base represents Nigeria's unending security paradox, fighting crime with lawlessness. Without transparency, accountability, and reform, it risks remaining a symbol of fear, not safety. The people deserve protection, not persecution.
Again, digressing, there's controversy on this Governor Uzodinma. And this controversy has nothing to do from him coming from fourth to first. No. This one is about somebody in Abuja, Hope, and then saying, don't worry, I will make you first. And they were caught in the act. There's that unspoken controversy somewhere out there. But you see, this, your topic, goes to the heart of state policing. A lot of us have been clamoring for state policing, saying that the federal government is unable, right, to police the country. We're so huge, 774 local governments, right? And if you do not put power at state level, and vigilantes at local government level, right, you cannot secure Nigeria. But then again, we have seen how governors can become dictators and use state policing apparatus to oppress their opposition and carry. I mean, we have left governance to the worst of us, right? So, I mean, if somebody who doesn't have any moral compass gets into power and has, control of security apparatus, he can do and undo. So, I mean, this your story just comes to the heart of, we see it happening in Imo, we see it happen in Anambra. And we keep on saying the Nigerian police is absolutely useless in terms of policing the country, aside from, you know, roadblocks and asking for bribes. You know, Nigeria is a failed state. All the indices of a failed state, we ticked. In fact, we ticked it way back in 2017 when I did my master's in international law and diplomacy, because I compared Nigeria to other countries, and all the indices were already ticked at way back then. Now it is just leaving everything else to God, that God protect us. So everything a state ordinarily should do for you, provide the infrastructure for you to provide your own empowerment, provide security of lives and property, you know, provide good governance. We pretty much do everything ourselves and pray to God, you know, that Nigeria doesn't happen to us. It's so sad.
You see, the interesting thing is that this tiger base, I think they overstate what should be ordinary, you know, just routine policing. You know, routine police duties, where you torture people, you treat people, you know, keep them in custody interminably. I think government needs to do something about that tiger base, you know. People still being held in, like in Kaduna prison, you know, from, you know, all the IPOB matters and different things, you know. There should be a judicial panel of inquiry to look into all these places and get people released. Because let me tell you one thing. You see, part of this kidnapping and all of that stems from unemployment.
Very true.
See, in Lagos, even Ogun, Abuja, Port Harcourt, you know, we look at each other. You may be in your fine, you know, SUV. Another person is SUV. Everybody wants to show, just like they are better past my neighbor mentality.
I better pass my neighbor. Know?
There's no big deal. Okay, you bought a car. Okay, now you sabi. Well, okay, I will try. You know, but when you go down to the lower levels in the villages
In
and
the
all
rural
this,
disparity is far.
just even dressing well, dressing fine, there are a lot of informants for criminals. Even in the neighborhoods where we live, it is just that maybe, you see, maybe they are distracted enough by, you know, certain things. Let me tell you, the unemployment problem in Nigeria has spawned its own type of employment. So when police picks people and put them in custody, look, we are just overstating a simple thing, which honestly is the responsibility of the government to deal with socio-economic issues, to ensure policies that will provide employment.
Shetima has promised us that federal government is going to provide 23,000 new jobs.
23,000. And what is 23,000?
Out of
20,000 is to solve what kind
That's what they is employing.
Let them do it first.
Is that they're not employing up to
60,000
people? So what is a whole federal government of Nigeria that is getting allocation that is ×2 of what all the states are? Is a shame.
Let them
do it. You don't even say things like that.
I just told you what the federal government has.
Let them do it first.
It is.
Shetima is in charge of the economy.
We have you see this tiger-based thing. You see this tiger-based thing. One of the things we are very good at, like you talk about state policing, you know, look at what is going on there. What they are doing there now in Imo State is not different from SARS.
Yeah.
And they call for its end. You understand? And what we are very good at in Nigeria, once you give an average Nigerian a uniform, it doesn't have to be a soldier.
No.
Even a security man. Once you give him a uniform, the next thing that comes to his very small head
is that he has power over
is how to use that uniform to oppress the next person. You understand? So these complaints we are talking about here, they will not use that uniform to fight a big man, or to call for revolution, or to call for equal right and justice, or to call for
to even show good example,
or for to show good example, or to call for equitable distribution of resources. They will not. What they will do is they will use that uniform to ensure that the next poor man that is like them,
they are oppressing well,
is properly dealt with. Properly dealt with to the point. Now, they also use that uniform to defend the elite, make sure that they are comfortable, and make sure that they're not. So we are in love with our captors. Yes, we're in love with our captor. So as long as that motive is what we have, the average Nigerian is still going to find it very difficult. Okay, look at the kidnappers. The kidnappers don't know where you stay if you are reasonably comfortable. They don't care where you stay. They will go look for somebody like them, kidnap that person, and begin to ask for ransom. And then to get the ransom, the families will have to go to a cooperative, all those village meetings to gather.
People sell their property.
Yes, to gather all the resources there and go and pay ransom. That's exactly what they'll do. The day they see the elite, the ones who really are the problems of the country, not all elite, but the ones who really are, they will salute them. So it's a paradox.
Sad.
A paradox. A sad
Actually,
one.
very disturbing. I went searching on Africa's most professional police force. Guess the country that came first? Morocco, followed by Ivory Coast. Then third is Benin.
Do you know the worst?
So you can see how.
Do you know
yes,
the worst?
tell me.
It's Nigeria.
Yes.
The Nigerian policeman will not wash his uniform. He will not wash the police vehicle that was donated. Not that he bought it. The state donated it. They will not wash it. You will see the spare tire, it will be everything. They will drive rough. They don't care about where. So the way they keep even the items we give them, nobody is disciplining them with the way they rough
Who will discipline the police that's supposed to be disciplining people?
That's why they cannot be effective. That's why they cannot be effective, because common things you hand over to them, they cannot maintain their barracks where they live and sleep. They cannot maintain it. So you don't want them to come and maintain society. Which society? Which society are they going to maintain? So apart from the fact they are calling for reform, please, anytime we are going to get this reform, let's get the reform to the point of cleanliness. At least let them wash their uniform.
Yes.
On Instagram, someone juxtaposed a car donated to the Nigerian police and compared the same car 7 months later. It was looking rickety and
7 months later.
7 months. In fact, the guy documented it very
And
well.
they are new
When
cars.
it was given, brand new cars. Brand new cars.
I used a brand new Toyota Corolla at the last place of employment. I used a brand new Toyota Corolla for 3 years. And when I returned it after I left the place, they sold it at higher than the cost price, what they bought it when I was giving it. So we are talking of 7 months.
Actually, very sad. So we will go on a short break, and when we return, Juror Emeka Madunagu will be here to present his case titled "Coup Rumor Amid Bad Governance." Do stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
Middlemen. 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 Middlemen.
Thanks for still being here. My case, coup rumor amid bad governance. Some days ago, some media outlets ran with stories of an alleged coup plot. They painted fine stories of how 16 officers, including the brigadier general, were being held for allegedly plotting a coup. One even claimed that the former governor was involved. Interestingly, the stories fizzled out as quickly as they came. They had interpreted the statement by the defense headquarters about 16 officers being tried for alleged offenses to mean they were being court-martialed over a coup plot. Well, coups have become abhorrent, anachronistic, and distasteful. No citizen in any serious democratic country should encourage thoughts of a coup. We must continue to insist on democratic means of changing leaders. However, Nigerian leaders cannot continue to pretend that all is well. No, things are really tough for people. Yet our leaders continue to indulge in wanton waste of state resources and vainglorious political talk and shows. The time for a turnaround must come now. My verdict: while we claim while we condemn any additions to a coup plot, we mustn't pretend to ignore the undemocratic removal of Rivers State Governor Siminala Ifubara by President Bola Tinubu for 6 months. It remains condemned. We must not also ignore the unconstitutional seizure of Osun State's allocations by the Tinubu administration on flimsy grounds. Those are akin to coups, quote unquote, and must be vigorously condemned. The hunger in the land amidst copious indulgence by our leaders is also a coup against good governance and a functioning conscience. We must condemn the assaults on the rule of law, free speech, freedom of association, and other abuses that Nigerians are being subjected to by their civilian rulers. They must wake up at this point and change for the better.
Civilian rulers,
I deliberately use that word.
You aptly, defined them. 3 things quickly for me, right? Even though I am the first human being to say the worst democracy is better than the best dictatorship, I'm still the one who has been comparing Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso to President Tinubu in 2 years. So, Ibrahim Traore is now going on 3 years, or I think he's in his 3rd year, because he came in October 2022 or thereabout, 2022. He came in ending of 2022. Anyway, in his 3 years, Burkina Faso has seen development. Burkina babes, they are not absolutely free of terrorism now, right? But I mean, free education to tertiary institution. So I'm not saying anything. Coming back to Nigeria, the suffering that we have suffered in President Tinubu's 2.5 years is plenty. And if the things coup plotters, or when they make their speech, all the coup plotters in Nigeria, what they have said about the people that they remove, he was a dictator, hunger, this, everything now applies, right? 4th thing is, there are people, you see the way the coup news came, and all of us just looked it, and the thing by itself, dead on arrival. People said, are we sure there was really a coup?
No, the story was not patronized.
Was it really a coup? Or they are just looking for
the media outlets have been trying on X to make it get traction. But nobody.
I said we were all looking. Until it succeeds before we now look. What happened here? But it's just rumors of. Even the Bible have even said there will be rumors.
I was 17 world
that took over that.
The Bible says there will be rumors and rumors of
wars and rumors of wars.
There will be wars. When we see war, we know there is war. If it's just rumor of a coup, look, people, can we just face our muscle?
They said that was because of the coup that the October 1st celebration was cancelled.
Excuse us.
And I was wondering, why would the government be repressing the story? Because the government didn't even take it serious.
October 1 was cancelled because the president didn't want to fall. Letting them be telling us the truth.
He didn't want to fall.
He didn't want to fall. Did
like
he not fall? He
But he would have been held now. Do you think that's an excuse?
Or
They thought it was Buga. This is nice.
So, well, Nigeria is in a crossroad. As usual, Nigeria has always been a crossroad. Nigeria, sometimes when we complain, people say we are saying too much, but no one will go to sleep when his roof is on fire. We can't be doing that. We've not been able to put things together. And it's unfortunate. We're just watching things going bad. As we speak now, Nigerians are unable to, in fact, get the basics of human.
You know that my Yoruba elders, every time I say this thing that you're saying, they just look at me like, what is she saying? And that Nigeria is going to get better. We just have to endure. We have to endure. They are not complaining in my household. We have to endure this little hardship. Things will get better. Now you people have been used to free money.
There is no hope of things.
Is that generation that really no free money? Our generation.
Even Tinubu himself acknowledged from the way they speak.
Let the poor breathe.
The things they say, they know that. They know that. Look, there is
all the money have been stolen by politicians.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So it's difficult. On what basis? Is it with loans? Where is the income?
See, we're even talking about hardship. The next year, there's going to be a tax regime.
Hey!
Which is even worse.
Tax regime where any money that goes into your account, you either earn it or they give it to you, or it is begging, or it is loan.
You have to describe it. If you did not describe it,
that is a loan.
It's your earnings.
Oh God!
So if you don't describe it, it's your earnings.
So is he just looking for our blood?
Because when you push people to the point where they have nothing any longer, and you now introduce tax on them, he introduced tax on them, and it was like the young man in the Bible.
These schoolmongers should not give us ideas.
Because that's what I actually wanted to say. Because sometimes they might play a propaganda and think they are playing to the exactly. Just before they know it.
What they are joking with. They don't know how to go out, and they are now giving us ideas.
What they were joking with might just manifest, and they will begin.
That's my worry.
Get confused and all that, because it reminds me.
Impossible.
Yes, because it reminds me of the 1997 coup against Sani Abacha. I remember 1997.
Okay, 97. Yes.
That's the last one.
That's the last one.
No.
That's the last.
Yes, that's the last one. Of course, we did see that, all of that. Yes, exactly. Because in Jos there, because they were held at the barracks in Jos there. They thought, yes, exactly. So I because I was watching television that time.
Even Obasanjo.
Yes. And I was, wow.
He was in prison.
So no one expected that to happen, but it did happen. And of course, we all know how it all went down. So I just hope that the propaganda tool of President Bola Tinubu will not be inviting what they can't handle.
No, but he removed an elected governor in Rivers State and brought in this. Is that not?
That's a coup.
Is that not?
That's a direct coup.
Yes.
So if somebody now plots a coup against him, he has no moral right to condemn them.
We have always been under a coup. Tinubu's emergence, was it not a coup? They say it was a technical glitch. They plotted against the sons of men.
Another angle.
While men were asleep, these people came and they introduced a new government.
And you know that the enemy does not come to do anything but to do what? To steal and destroy.
That's the trademark now. So at the end of the day, they are not telling us that it was a technical glitch. So before you know it, they have overthrew the previous government and will now have something different.
So this brigadier general now, is he still being court-martialed?
Which of them now?
No, are they going to court-martial anybody? You see, the thing is this.
The propaganda.
Because like even 1997 coup was a hoax.
Yeah.
They just
roped.
Yeah, they just played. Mustafa just played on the presence of Abdul Karim
Adisa.
That don't want if you just cooperate. And we will talk. We watched the videos during the Oputa panel. I was a reporter. When Oputa panel, and when we went to the Oputa panel on a tour.
Oputa panel was in 2000, right?
Yes. 2001, then 2002. When we went on the tour to Oputa panel to the torture centers of the Abacha regime, was when I knew how wicked. I mean, okay, I now wonder. So those people like Colonel Frank Omenka, I went to the Brazilian embassy to ask them, where is Frank Omenka? And they said he ran to Brazil with his wife. They said they cannot trace him and blah blah blah. So with everything that all those people did, including the military doctor that was said to have injected the former chief of staff Supreme Headquarters, General Yaradua, Sheikh Musa Yaradua, and other atrocities, where are they today? So it should be a lesson to those in power today that is very easy. It takes nothing to be forgotten. In fact, to be erased from human memory, from the minds of people. Once you're out of power, you are gone. Let them fix the country instead of giving us all this phantom talk. And that brings us to the close of this session of the Middlemen. Our jurors have made their cases, asked the hard questions, and challenged us to confront truths we too often overlook. But the conversation doesn't end here. Join us online at Enterprise TV 7 across all social media platforms and share your own verdicts. Your voice matters. Until next time, stay informed, stay involved, and never stop holding power to account. From all of us at Enterprise TV, thank you for watching and goodbye for now.
Middleman.